The GEDmatch redesign is launching soon, and I'm super excited. I've not been a fan of the old GEDmatch website and then the even older version that was available when Family History Fanatics started. But this version is more approachable and better organized. GEDmatch is what I like to call the nerdy version of genetic genealogy rather than the pretty charts, tools, and the like that are over on MyHeritage, Ancestry, and other similar websites. However, over the past 10 years, I've learned the value of GEDmatch and the nerdy tools for improving accuracy and confidence when building a genetic family tree. And I hope you'll make GEDmatch an important tool in your quest to understand your DNA results. Let's go over the new dashboard because this is far more inviting than any previous rendition. Now, as the website transitions to the new layout, the legacy site is still available. So if you run into something that's under construction, pop over to the old website and continue on your way. Now, I like how the tools are arranged on the left side menu where you can expand or collapse the categories, and then you can choose the various tool options that are here. The tools are sorted by task, matching, segmentation, clustering, and so forth. Then within the menu, they are organized with the free tools to start and this tier 1 subscription paid tools right after. At first glance, I didn't like the arrangement of the matching and comparison tools as it doesn't follow the order you should use them with each new kit. Are your parents related is one of the first tools you should use on any kit you add to GEDmatch. This question lets you quickly know whether you have a family tree or a family bush. However, since you only use this tool once per kit, I can see why it's not at the top with the options you will use more frequently. I point this out to keep in mind as you go through GEDmatch and the tools that the arrangement of the tools are based on frequency or interest, not necessarily the order you should use them. So let's dive into a few things that you'll want to do if you're new to GEDmatch. You will want to use Add Data, and it will be likely one of the first things you do after creating an account. You will want to upload a DNA kit. Eventually, you'll want to add your family tree, and you have two ways to do that. You can upload a GEDcom file, or you can import a segment of your tree from Family Search and then add that to GEDmatch. But you don't have to use the Utilities menu alone in order to access the Add Additional Data to GEDmatch field. There is also a giant green Add Data button at the top next to your account setting option. So if you don't want to look for it in the Utilities menu, it's right here at the top. While we're here, let's take a look at the Add Data to GEDmatch tabs that are option. The first one is where you can take the action of the various tools. The second one is the Information tab, and on this tab, you get a set of instructions for using the tool. If you're a visual learner like me, there currently isn't a video tutorial here like there were on the old version of the website, and I'm hoping that when I know where the video tutorials will be, I can share that in the comments section of this video. Next to the Add Data button I pointed out earlier, there is the Tool Catalog option. And here you can scroll through the various tools much the same way you can with your menu option on the side. Let's say you have the menus collapsed and you're working around in the website, you can jump to a tool using this tool catalog option. The next choice is the workflow option. For the most part, I like these workflows where you have a research question. I'm completely new to DNA matching. Here's the workflow. I want to explore my ancestry. My matches are highly interconnected. GEDmatch gives you a list of tools to use as a workflow. I can definitely see users who would need a little more hand-holding using these workflows to start accessing GEDmatch quickly. Let's take a peek at a workflow that affects many DNA test takers, even though I'm not one of them. My matches are highly interconnected. So if we click View, then GEDmatch will give us information about this topic. It starts with the situation, where to start, which tool, are your parents related, what to look for, and then what to use next. You can go to a previous workflow or the next one, but I just recommend going back to the workflow pages or back to the dashboard. Now, the workflows are just a brief overview, but when you're starting a research journey, this workflow arms you with the language to identify what you don't know and what to learn next. So many people are turning to AI language models to ask these very questions, but GEDmatch is saving you time and giving you the answers you need. So there's no need to waste AI resources when you're using GEDmatch tools. Now let's hop into one tool for fun to review a few more improvements on the GEDmatch website. Let's start with the one-to-many limited tool. It's free, and it's the second tool you should use on any kit on this platform. Now, I have anonymized the content, but when you're working on your platform and you're not sharing it with a global audience, you can unclick the button right here, and then you will be able to see the names and the details that need to be protected when we're sharing online. So I'm going to select this kit. This is one of the kits Andy and I have uploaded to our account. This is me, and I'm going to click Run. I think that thinking graphic we just saw was so pleasant. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm a little girly and little things like that matter. So enjoy the little spinning graphic and how cool it is. Anyway, when the results show up, I get a table. And yes, it's still a little bit nerdy, but that's what tutorials like ours do. They help you see the details behind the distracting lack of graphics. Without going into how to use this tool specifically, I do want to go over a couple features that I like on this website that just makes navigating so much easier. If you look at the table in your results, you're going to see a number of clickable links. Now, this first result is mine. It's a second copy of my DNA. It's just from a different website. We're not going to use that because it's essentially me. But we're going to go and click on 2390.6 and notice that this is a hyperlink option. When I click on that, total amount of autosomal DNA that I share with this match, if I didn't know what that amount of DNA could be as far as relationships, GEDmatch takes that amount, plugs it into the relationship probabilities tool, opens it in a new tab so I'm not getting lost with so many clicks that I can't remember where I started. So it has a new tab. And then it does explain to me that there is a 94.8% likelihood that this is a full sibling. Now, with this close of a match, that's quite possible. I might need to do some more investigation on percentages for people I don't know. So let's do a click. And again, it's going to open it up, give it the really cool thinking icon. make some suggestions. So we're not going to dive into what it all means, but I do like that it's going to open that for me, and it saves me from having to do copy and paste steps, which I really, really like. But once again, there is the information tab at the top to better understand this tool and how the information was compiled if I needed it. Let's go back and check out one more link. So let's click on autosomal largest segment. So I clicked on the number, and GEDmatch opens the one-to-one tool and selects those two kits without me needing to take any extra steps. That was a problem in previous iterations of GEDmatch, but not so much now. So I really like the flow. I'm going to leave all the default settings. And when I come down here, I see pretty bars and a lot of tables. And I'll stop right there because your question and mine would be, what does all of that mean? And that's another topic for another video. So let's go back to the dashboard one more time. Scrolling down, we get to the table of kits that you have uploaded to GEDmatch. I do want to say I like how organized this table is. The table features the kits we have added to our account. If there's any kit that we want to star as our favorite, we can. Perhaps there's a few that we're currently working on and we want it to stand out, we can. Now, Andy has over 80 kits. They're a combination of uploaded kits as well as kits that are research kits created using some of the utility features that we've talked about on this channel, and we will be making new videos for if you let us know you want an updated video. Other things you can do right here is you can do some privacy setting, opt in and opt out right here. You can add notes, and then there is also a feature to go ahead and manage your kits. So everything is very organized, it's easy to understand, and you can accomplish a lot of tasks right here on this screen, which I really like. Overall, I really like the new design. Andy and I still have to dive more fully into the new tools as well as the upgrades to the old tools, and we will try to make updated tools on how to use them, as well as address some comments that y'all have left over the years if you've tried to understand what the data mean. So if you want more DNA match tutorials from us on Family History Fanatics, it's on you to get the view counts on this video up by commenting, liking, and sharing it with all your genealogy buddies. If you don't have genealogy buddies, share this video on social media.